Now I know how Matt Mercer feels when they. Hey everyone. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Hi everyone who's joining us right at the beginning. We're back with Hell's Rebels, raising money for Albert Kennedy Trust, a charity dedicated to supporting LGBT youth with homelessness and finding them safe places to live. It's a great cause. I'm speedrunning this so much because my players are wonderful people who never try to fluster me right before a game. Say hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely players.
Hi, everyone else.
And we are playing Pathfinder First Edition, running the Hell's Rebels Adventure Path. Coming up to the climax of the second book, actually, is going to be the next arc you guys do. We're definitely getting through the plot, and it's very exciting. But before all of that, let's do a quick recap on where we are at so far. So the rebellion group, the Silver Ravens, who are standing against the new Lord Mayor, Barzillai Thrune, Mayor of Kintargo. And the martial law and ridiculous proclamations that Barzillai has put onto the city. You have slowly been raising this rebellion from the ground up, and have been getting more and more traction every single day through your own actions and from other things going on, making people join your cause. The most recent thing that has happened is the Silver Ravens have busted up a dog housing attempt, which was an officially sanctioned one, and it is a form of excruciation or torture that Barzillai does to criminals. That has been broken up. The dog housing setup and scaffolding has been burned to the ground, and the person inside, a minor noble by the name of Claire Vadalik, has been rescued, and you guys are on your way to Songbird Hall in order to lay low after rushing in, kicking everyone's bins over, killing half the guards, and rushing right back out again. And also, just because I reminded myself as I was doing that recap, at the same time as this happened, a few yards away from Castle Kintargo, where the Hell Knights Hell Knight of the Rack specifically, have set up their base of operations, a new landmark has appeared. In white and grey paint is a silhouette of the bird surrounded by the words "Silver Ravens, fly free." A true declaration to the city. But we're going to pick up right where we left off, basically. You guys managed to cause enough chaos. Emily has used her magics in order to make sure that the civilians who were around got out safely and quickly. Some guards were sent south, some guards were sent north, a lot of them died. A few of them just ran for the hills as soon as things turned sour because they had been deafened. And because of all of that and the proximity that Songbird Hall has to this location, you guys are able to get to... It is a Temple of Shaylin, and it's not that it's a small temple. You guys have seen the Temple of Asmodeus that stands on top of the hill, and that thing is huge. In comparison to that temple, this place is small, but it is still a sizable... It looks like a sizable music hall. It is called the Songbird Hall for a reason. And as you guys get there, probably, I'd say less than half an hour before curfew is meant to begin. So you are coming up to 9 o'clock at this point. As Whist, I believe your bat won't have lasted this long, so your bat has now gone.
Mm-hmm.
But Whist is guiding a very tired and wounded victim of the dog housing into the building, at the same time as a person who looks a lot like an Asmodean priest, unless that disguise has now broken.
I ran into a fog cloud then. I don't know where that priest came from. I just came out.
Okay, cool. So Evie arrives Asmoth and Gideon, I believe, show up at a similar time, as does Albric. Sebastian had been elsewhere and meets everybody at Songbird Hall, and you guys can all conveniently arrive together. Stepping inside is this is like I say, this is a music hall. It's not a typical church, so there are no pews or anything like that. There are chairs, but they're all much more like the kind of single wooden chairs which can be moved around, and they can be moved around to make sure they can be moved away so that the space that would be taken up by pews can be turned into a dance hall or can be a place to practice and things like that. There is all of the windows are beautiful stained glass imagery. The ceiling has painted motifs and images trailing all the way down. Stained glass paintings, instruments everywhere, and there are a couple of priests around who seem to be kind of like they're putting out the last of the candles and things like that, and look up in surprise as you get there. And one of them is probably dressed in much more like what you imagine as like minstrel garb, in terms of like a flowy skirt and like very brightly colored clothes, and one of them is probably looking a little bit more like a traditional priest with like still brightly colored robes going on, as both of them turn to see the 7 of you come through the doors.
As we come through the doors, as I'm heading up first, if I can time this, I'd really like to do a channel divinity blim to give all my allies a little bit of health. But maybe time it so it's like they come in and there's like a Shalin's grace falls upon them or something.
Yeah, sure. Roll bluff for me. And anybody who wishes to roll sense motive.
I would like to roll to resist. For no reason.
So, how much do you need? How much health are you down, Asmoth?
Reasonably okay. Whatever, we'll see what gets wrong.
Yeah, let's see what happens as you guys step into the hall first. So yeah, if you want to roll the channel divinity as well for me.
Yep, I'm just checking how much it is. Oh, it's a really pants roll. 6.
Yeah. You guys swear that like they must have some kind of like incense or perfume on the air as well. I mean, it's Shaylin, it makes sense. As you guys step in and like the smell of this kind of floral smell washes over you, and just like the presence of the space almost seems to lift your spirits, and everyone heals 6 hit points.
Cool, and importantly, the lady does as well. The noble.
Yes.
Not that I don't care about you guys.
Yeah, it will heal her
in a worse way.
Which is good because you guys can see now that she is close up. Obviously there is like the shaking from the exhaustion and malnutrition. You part of the deal with dog housing is you are basically half starved, as you have to fend off dogs for any scrap of food. Hey, little baby. Off she goes. Sorry, there was a cat behind me.
Drink a potion of cure light wounds.
Cool. And you guys can see also some marks under like where like her under her sleeves, like when the sleeves move, you can see some marks where like she has been bitten and things. But those wounds start to heal as she steps into the building.
Do you have any missing hit points left?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Cool. I pat you on the back. Further gives you 8 back.
That'll do.
I will take a the water skin off my water bottle off my belt and hand it over to her and press it into her hand. And I will further her as well.
Okay. As you do all of that, the two people who were already here rush over to you quite clearly, like confused as to seven of you, suddenly bursting through and then seeing that you've quite clearly been in some kind of fight and one of you is clearly very hurt, then start ushering you into the building, start trying to one of them starts trying to insist that you guys all sit and rest while the other one starts to go and get fresh water and things. Claire, for her part, seems to be in shock at this point, as she can be coaxed to sit down and things, and if you give her the water skin, she kind of will look at it, but is very much in shock, very much kind of not processing anything that is happened or has just happened, kind of thing.
Evie, in that surprising turn of events, just it almost as though used to dealing with something like this, is just automatically ensuring that she is drinking and that she is breathing, just sort of taking them through the shock without trying to fix it in any way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, Evie, make a bluff check for me, and everyone else make perception checks for me. Not bluff check, sorry, disguise check. Disguise check. I meant disguise check, and everyone else make perception checks.
I was gonna say, bluff is whist, disguise is Evie.
They're very different skills.
They are very different skills.
Although we both score over 30 when we do them, so
we both just roll incredibly well.
Yeah.
I'm right in thinking that level 6 has done a thing I think it has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, but I lessen disguise checks to appear as human by 2.
Yeah.
I am a regular human, which is why that is so funny to me.
Yeah, so at this point, I have been adding negatives to you every time you do this check. At this point, the negative is at a point that even a 32 is going to mean that everyone but Albric realizes.
Sorry. I just love the idea that Albric's the only one not clued in at this point.
So, with Sebastian, in this rush of everything going on, you see, what is Evie wearing right now?
I think it makes sense that Evie might have forgotten to readjust the sleeves. So probably you see, and oh boy, is this a throwback? It's Asmodean breastplate with a big hole in it from where someone killed a man.
You got that out, it's fine.
I still think there's a slight hole there.
Okay.
That's a proud moment for one of the party. I don't want to take that away from them.
Sure.
And
Asmodean breastplate.
Probably sort of Shakespearean era pantaloons.
The really big baggy ones.
Yeah, the big baggy
They
ones.
can't hide that many secrets. As
people can see I've got a lot of junk in my trunk right now.
Yeah, a lot of junk.
Junk in my trunk.
A lot of junk that seems to be moving differently to how her legs are moving. And to Asmoth and Gideon, you will also see that along under the breastplate and where the trouser hem is, there's kind of a dark, not quite dark, but kind of almost a lining, you think, of reddish fur. Because you guys are level 6 now when you did this. But yeah, Albric is too busy with the woman in shock to notice any of this going on, as everyone else clocks this on Evie to some degree. So she is able to. I'm gonna have to mute the memes for a second. I'm sorry. I don't know which memes is lighting up.
Both.
So,
So yes, so you guys have gotten into the church. There are two Shaylin, either priests or worshippers, who come up to come help you, and you've been able to get Claire sat in a chair and are slowly coaxing her to drink some water.
what is going on under Evie's garments is nothing to do with Sebastian, who himself somewhat frequently assumes different identities. I will take this opportunity while everyone is sort of slightly distracted to head over to one of the focal points of Shaylin worship. I don't think this is an altar place, but there might be either a statue or a painting, or maybe just one of these windows. I'm just going to go over to that and make a brief obeisance, as that is, in fact, my deity. And let Evie continue with their best life.
I would say that is it's probably at the far end of the church. It is a full-on art piece, like exhibit piece, which involves both a statue of Shaylin and actually not just behind her, but like around her in like a domed window is stained glass working up into with like motifs of the rainbow-tailed birds, music, art, like color, like all of this working through stained glass around the statue, so that, and you know this because you'll have seen this in the daytime, is during daytime when the light hits through, all of those colors then scatter onto the statue.
Oh. I just kneel there for a moment and using my cool mimicry powers, I'll make all the songbirds on the window sing just for a moment.
They start singing.
And then as I stand up, they stop, and I will walk back to the group. Okay,
so as Sebastian stands there and does is it like a prayer? Is it like a little bow? Like
it's just a little. I just go down on one knee and like bow my head and just like redevote myself to her service. And as I do so, I do some silly like throwing my voice mimicry ghost sound to make it seem like the birds just sing just for a split second, just while I'm knelt, and then I stand up and walk back.
You guys hear an orchestration of bird sound if the birds were singing as an orchestra, I think, because there's like that many birds and like the ghosts, so it will basically be a flock of birds singing like in tune with a single melody kind of thing, as then Sebastian comes back.
Asmoth is going to walk up to, like, near to the chair that Claire has sat in. Did you say Alberic was sort of...
I'm assuming that Alberic was doing something like that for him to have missed the perception check. That was the excuse I was giving him.
Being exceptionally noble about the whole situation of like very gently talking to her and being like, oh, is there anything you require? All that kind of thing.
She doesn't seem to be like fully responsive right now, so it's like she's not even fully hearing what you're saying. At the moment, but yeah. She's like staring off into the middle distance, and whoever's glass or like water skin or something she's just kind of holding it, and like if you coax her too, she'll like have some sips, but otherwise is just out of it.
Step back, please.
Step away.
Going to be casting eyes over her, so the death spell eyes I've got will the death watch eyes. Sorry.
Okay.
Will give me a rough idea of where she's at the minute.
So thanks to Wisp healing, she is. Let me find the definition again. She is fighting off death.
Okay. I'm then going to take a slightly more measured approach and. Well, at first I'm going to look. Are there side rooms?
If you look around, you can see there are a couple of doors. And if you ask, are you going to ask anyone, or are you just looking?
Yeah, I'm going to look up to the Shellenites and just be like, these rooms, as they are free to use.
Well, yes. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
All right.
Wish for some discretion for the lady.
Oh, of course, absolutely. And they will take you through to what, when you go in, it's got kind of like slightly more comfortable seating, a lot less seating. It strikes some of you as some kind of like practice room. So a place where people could go to like practice an instrument or something. With the some of the stalls that are available in here. But yeah, they can guide you all to one of these rooms.
It's just Asmoth wanting like a bit of
So at this point, then, is it a case of they gesture to one of these rooms and Asmoth? How are you scooping Claire up and taking her to the room?
Yeah, and I'll just be something. Please forgive me.
Okay. To everyone else, Asmoth picks up Claire to a degree and starts guiding her towards one of the small rooms.
Oh, I'm giving her the full monster carry.
Oh, so you pick her up?
Yeah, I'm what, 24 strength at the minute? So.
Yeah, okay, cool. So is it literally like scoop, like, I don't want to say bridal carry, but that kind of carry?
The monster carry.
Which is the monster carry? Oh, is it over the shoulder?
No.
Which is the monster carry?
I'll find the literal perfect.
I believe it's what the Sand People do in Star Wars. Is right? Yeah, please.
I've posted it in the...
Yeah, that carry. Okay, cool. I was right. Yeah, so you scoop her up. So everyone else. So one of the I'll say the one who's actually in the robes points to one of the doors and probably goes over to it in order to like open it up for you. And you guys see Asmoth scoop up this woman who is still very much out of it and then start walking towards that room.
I'll say, Asmoth, you doing some like healing stuff, surgeon stuff?
I will shout if I need help.
All right, I'll wait by the door, I guess, in case they track us. Hey, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Come here. As the cleric's opening up, I was kind of hoping you might know these people. Like when I came up with this idea, it was that you might know them and be able to talk it through. And now I'm here, I don't really know how to explain it. So I was wondering.
I do know them, but with a different face and a different height, not wearing armor.
All right. Well, you're really good at like convincing people to do brilliant things, right? Especially they're of your faith. They'll get it.
What do we need to convince them to do? Just shelter us?
Well, yeah, until we can take her down in the sewers and not let the guard, when they inevitably come, like take us and her because it's easy, right? Like,
I'm confident that the faithful of Shellen will assist us. They are good people. I'll go over and talk to the priests.
Okay. So you do know these two people. They are called, the one who is dressed like a minstrel is called Casey, and the one who is dressing like the priest robes is called Quinn. So you do know them both. And you guys can approach. So Asmoth walks into the private room that's been offered out. Do you close the door behind you?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Asmoth closes the door behind him. And it'll be Quinn who did that. So Quinn is looking very alarmed and confused and things. And Casey comes up behind them. She's like, okay, that was all a lot. Yes, you can have sanctuary. Who are you people?
We are the Silver Ravens.
Oh.
We just rescued that lady from a particularly brutal and unnecessary punishment of Barzillith runes. And just as soon as our healer, who was looking a little not themselves just for a moment, but is a very trustworthy individual, is finished with their work, then we will be, as soon as it's safe, we'll be on our way to a discreet exit from this area. We just need a little time to recover after what's happened.
Oh, you have it, absolutely. Do you need any other help? How are you faring? You look like you've all been in a fight. And is that Ash? Says about one of you who was near the fire when it went up.
I'm fine. Any of my companions who you can assist in any way, I would be very grateful.
Of course.
Forgive me. I perhaps was a bit too familiar when I came in here. I am also a follower of Lady Shellen, and just felt naturally at home here. But yes, a few of us are still battered from the fight.
All right. Well, Casey is, I think, was wrapping up her practice for the evening, but may be able to string some sort of song together for if any of you need any kind of morale like that. And I should still have some blessings from the lady left if anybody is particularly wounded.
I think I'll look around. Does anybody look badly hurt?
How's everyone looking?
Evie's fine.
I wasn't hit because I was on a big bat.
Yep.
Nice.
I know Albrecht got hit a few times. I can't remember how you were doing by the end.
Albrecht's healed back up by now.
A few hit points down, but scratches and scrapes.
Okay, so scratches and scrapes are the worst of it then.
I say, I don't think my companions, thanks to their own healing magics, are in need of any of Shellen's healing blessings, but a song to rouse our spirits, and also a reason for the lights to be on if somebody is practicing their music in an acceptable location, just in case anybody does knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Would be a delight.
Okay. Casey, you live here tonight. As Quinn turns around and Casey's just like, I guess I do. And we'll go and pick up, I'll say, a lap harp. is what they pick up and like set themselves up in nearby and start to very slowly play a very soft, gentle song that is just meant to kind of like evoke like ideas and feelings of, I think, peace in this moment after what sounds like some turmoil. And yeah, so that is what they'll be doing. So Casey is playing music for you on a little lap harp. Quinn is going around and offering you guys things you might need. Obviously, healing's on the table if you need it, but it sounds like you're good. Asmoth, inside the room.
Okay, so place her into one of the chairs.
Mm-hmm. She's still holding the water skin, by the way.
Yeah. I will coax her to sort of drink more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And have a sort of look over her, just check for obvious like injuries, wounds, general physical condition beyond what we've seen. So
do you want to do a heal check for me? Just to see how much detail you can get. Okay. So you are able to, I think, see. Yeah, so you can definitely see that there are signs mainly on her limbs that she has been bitten. Those, whatever magic happened when you first walked into the building, seems to have taken some of the deepness out of those. There was probably some like redness around some of those areas, which has started to like fade in color. So possible early signs of infection, which have either been treated or lessened by the healing magic. There's definitely signs of malnutrition. She'd been in there for, you reckon, at least 2 days. In order to get to the level of starvation she's at. Again, what you are basically seeing at this point, because of the way the healing magic works, is the non-lethal damage she took from the exhaustion and things has now been healed fully. The fatigue is still there, I think, is the main thing that you're getting. There are a few cuts and grazes in places from what you can assume to be, just to describe for everyone again, the doghouse that she has been kept in is basically a large kennel, which has spikes and nails driven into it to a point where the person who is inside cannot lie down or stand up. Instead, they have to basically crouch perpetually in a kind of stress position, and are only let out twice a day in order to try to get food and water, which they have to fight dogs for. Hence, dog housing. So what you're basically seeing is a load of surface level wounds from the dogs and the spikes, a lot of fatigue going on. The main thing that seems to be affecting her is the shock, which is partly, you think, physical exhaustion and partially mental strain from that being her life for the past, you think, at least 2 days.
Okay. Gonna get possibly scary close to her.
Okay.
Like in her face and just looking in her eyes. It's like, can you speak? Are you feeling okay?
So you get close enough and you start to speak to her in that kind of low voice, and you see her kind of blink a few times, like she's trying to break through whatever fog, whatever shock is going on, and like basically perceive what's going on around her. And she starts to slowly focus in and kind of like blinks and then looks up at you, who at this point, I will point out, is still in peak mutagen mode.
Yep.
which is just remind us what that looks like.
So Asmoth is normally this grey-skinned tiefling with dark hair, swept back, sort of pointed ears, and these icy blue eyes with black sclera, and his horns are kind of like filed down.
Filed down Hellboy style.
Yeah. Nowhere near as neat and tidy though. So
No,
they're not
but...
just little discs, but they've filed down. He's got like a little. He's kind of got a little devil mustache and goatee going on. But when he takes his mutagen, not only does he kind of like bulk up slightly because it's a strength mutagen, his teeth become bigger and slightly sort of gnarlier. Flecks of red start appearing in his irises, and his eyes and mouth just start sort of like
weeping, oozing.
Yeah, weeping this sort of black, sort of ichor type stuff. Doesn't seem to stain any of his clothes. It just kind of just dribbles and then just vanishes.
So she focuses in, sees this face inches away from her, and screams.
Okay.
Everybody hears a young woman scream, like blood-curdling scream, come from the room that Asmoth was just
as
went into.
I'm waiting outside the door, I will burst in and be like, "Bloody hell, what are you doing?"
A clawed hand pointing at Whistler. Get out!
She's scared, mate.
So
or something.
Out.
To continue to set the scene, as Asmoth has just done this, Wisp bursts in. She backs up so quickly, the chair staggers and collapses behind her, and she seems to kick away from it and basically pushes herself up against the wall, staring at Asmoth in terror.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I'm gonna try and diplomacy Asmoth and put myself between her and him and be like, look, I know you're trying to help, you're a doctor, I trust you, but she's clearly scared. He is a doctor, yeah. But he's just
that kind of hysteria is continuing on. I'm not going to carry it on because that's a lot, but yeah, that's what's coming from her right now.
Yeah, I'll just go between them and be like, I know you're trying to help. I know you've had a big night. We've all had a big night. Let's calm down.
Vist.
Yeah.
I'm asking you very nicely to please get out.
No. She's clearly scared, Asmoth.
I did not mean to scare her.
Right. I understand that. I understand you're trying to help. But right now, you're not.
So, just for anyone else, for my benefit, has anyone else gone to the door? Or is anyone else coming in to see what's going on?
I think Evie's probably like in eye line and just keeping an eye on that, whilst also now keeping an eye on the main door.
So I trust Asmoth and I trust Whist. So I am currently talking to the priest to stop him going in there and making the situation worse.
Okay, so Quinn is there like, what on earth was that? And you're trying to talk Quinn down.
As you saw, our doctor has got a very startling appearance, and I'm sure that between his medical know-how and our wizard's deep ability to understand complex concepts, they'll all solve it. I think it's just a bit of a misunderstanding, and I'll just like be calm and put my absolute faith in my two companions. They wouldn't mess me up in my own church. Right.
Cool. Albrecht and Gideon, what are you guys doing?
Albrecht is basically like sat by the door in full plate with a long sword drawn.
Which door? Main door or this door?
The main door.
Okay, cool. So Evie is kind of standing in the middle of the room, keeping an eye on both doors. Albrecht is by the main door. Gideon, where are you at?
Near, like, closer to the main door than to the side room door.
That's fine. In that case,
I would like to shout. Is she no longer catatonic then, Doctor?
if you guys who are inside the room look at Claire, she is still staring in terror at the two of you and is constantly like glancing towards the door.
Mhm.
Like she is quite like she's looking at Asmoth, she's looking at Wish, she's looking at the door. She has spotted that there are other people out there. She doesn't know how many. At least one more because she's just heard them. So she is quite clearly like in a hysterical panic right now, which I'm not acting out because I don't want to.
Yeah, I'll say to Asmoth, with my hand still up, I'm still very much not a threat. And I'll say, Asmoth, right now, this isn't about you, it's about her, and she's very scared. And once you've come down from where you are, I believe you will be able to help her. But you are not thinking straight right now.
What's going on? What's going on? Why? What's happening? Where am I? What's going on?
You are safe. Believe it or not.
She is looking at Whist. If you want to make a diplomacy check, you can. There seems like between the hysteria and the panic, there's a little that there is some degree of doubt.
Yeah, I mean, she previously trusted me, so I'm hoping that still counts for something. Oh, what is it? Can't even see diplomacy. Is there something else?
No, it's
persuasion.
Diplomacy. No, it's diplomacy, Pathfinder.
Why can't I see it then?
Skills.
Just underneath craft, you might have got so many craft skills you can't see your diplomacy.
No, it's just not on there. It's gone.
I mean,
it's gone.
You have lost your diplomacy. What have you done with it?
I don't know.
You've just deployed it so hard.
It. Here we go. For some reason.
Okay, it had gone on to... Okay, yeah, no, because you have an 11 in diplomacy. You should have it on there.
I was going to say, I've got a lot of diplomacy. I'm good at it.
Okay, so despite her hysteria, like, there's less doubt than there possibly should be. There is enough that she is, at the very least, has stopped looking at the door and is just kind of staring at Whist right now. You were the one on the bat.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge bat. Why was the bat so big?
I needed a big bat to save you, and I made a big bat. Is there any sense of Asmoth losing his mutagenic rage? No. Okay. I'm gonna say, Doctor, I'm chaperoning this patient, and I'll sit down with her and just wait and kind of give her a bit of a human gnomish presence, like press my shoulder up against her and hope that kind of helps calm her a little bit.
Okay. So if you come closer, I haven't actually described Claire yet, and I should, because Claire actually is a donation that somebody made happen. So way back when, because obviously with the donations, you can add yourself to the rebellion list or add yourself to the NPC list. And so this was a donation by Claire, my friend. So this Claire does have very dark brown hair, which is probably down to like past the shoulders. Is probably it's currently very frizzy right now. You can tell that like when it's like actually taken care of, it probably forms into quite like some degree of like wave or curl and will probably look very pretty. But it's currently just a frizzy matted mess from everything going on. She probably looks to be some degree of early to mid 20s, you reckon, just at a glance. And now that you've stepped close with, you can see that she has bright blue eyes. Oh, sorry, light blue eyes.
Cool. So can I do like a sense motive check on Asmoth in case I can, if this is all right by you, Asmoth, because it's kind of like looking at an angry brick wall at the moment, and I guess if there's any way to kind of talk you down and kind of calm the situation down so that we can not be trapped here, that would be good.
If Johnny's happy with it, then I'm happy to go ahead. You can roll sense motive. I'm trying to work out what it would stand against for Johnny. And I feel like it's going to have to be bluff just because of potential... Yeah. Unless you want to argue something else.
I was going to say, like, flat DC just to get a vibe of the guy, but...
If you want to do it against...
I'm happy to do bluff, or I'm happy to roll anything, but...
I think because... Am I right in thinking at this point, you are... Okay, I can either do it against, like, the hunch DC, or you can roll a bluff check if you want to be trying to actively have Asmoth's motives hidden behind the brick wall of anger.
I'm happy to go against the hunch.
Okay.
Because I've got a response for that, and
cool.
There's no way I'm rolling higher than a 25 on a bluff check.
I rolled very well.
Especially because sense motive gives bonuses if you know the target well.
I also only have a +1 on bluff checks.
I guess there's an argument to say, do I know Asmoth well?
Well,
or am I about to?
You know him well enough to be able to get a hunch off of him, so what's the hunch Wisp gets? Because Wisp does beat the DC.
There is very much elements of a coiled spring to how he's holding himself at the minute. He really wants you out of the room.
Okay, is that...
It's not anger. There's no aggression. He is just tense and desperate.
Okay, like he's... Like, is it like a hunger, then?
No.
No.
No, he's... unsettled.
At her specifically?
Yeah, there's something about her that has unsettled him, and he just wants you out of the room because he clearly wants to talk to her.
Okay.
He's obviously just very warped at the minute.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. So, Wisp will say, I'll say, look, I understand doctor-patient confidentiality and not going to be any appointment. I get that. But right now, I don't think she's in the frame of mind to be able to discuss her symptoms with you properly, Doctor. So
you people keep calling me Doctor.
Yeah, I mean,
are you a doctor or aren't you a doctor? What are you?
I am medically knowledgeable. I do not hold an official title of doctor.
You've gone so squeaky, Ash, that it didn't work.
What does that mean?
I can tell you, I can help with what is wrong with you, but I wanted to understand more what has led to this situation. I apologize for my appearance at this moment.
I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I want to go home. I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to be here. I just want to go home.
Can I give her a big hug?
Yeah, you can. Like you can. She won't reject you. She won't necessarily respond. Like
that's fine. Like... I'm just gonna give her a big tight hug.
Okay.
And let her feel some sort of kind of compassion and warmth for a few seconds.
I just want to go home. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I just want to go home. I haven't been able to go home. I just want to go home. And then all this, I don't want this. I don't. As that kind of babble seems to come out of her mouth.
All right. Well, how about this for an agreement? We'll get you somewhere safe where you can rest, and in the morning we can check you over to make sure that you're safe. Asmoth can make sure you're healthy and conduct whatever interview it is, and then we'll figure out about getting you home.
To my actual
I don't know your story, Claire.
If we can talk this in the morning, we can discuss finding your way home.
Okay. Okay. I don't be here anymore.
I know.
The city is perhaps not what you might remember it as.
She just shakes her head at that.
Okay, let's figure out how we're getting back somewhere where she can rest, and then we can all figure out our next steps and how to get her home.
You guys reckon that through the sewers you can get to any part of the city with enough time? You would probably need to come. Actually, no. If you wanted to head for the Wasp Nest, you'd have to do at least some of it by boat. But then you can use the tunnel to then sail into the Wasp Nest. Or you can head to the nursery. I'm trying to think where else it's out in the southern part of Kentucky you can go to. That's a Skull and Bone. Sorry, Tooth and Nail. Skull and Bone? Tooth and Nail. Which is a Citrona's Inn.
I mean, the Tooth and Nail would have warm beds. Like, I'm not sure our secret house does so much. Anyone else got any cool ideas or any thoughts?
From here, the Tooth and Nail and the Devil's Nursery would be equidistant travel-wise. They're both fairly equidistant from each other from Songbird Hall.
We have more allies in the Devil's Mystery at the moment.
And a convenient hideout. Small hideout.
That's true.
The slums. You want to hide me in the slums?
Well, why would they think to look for you there? You're a noble.
Good point. Like, clearly, like, as she's starting to come round a little bit more and, like, she's not alone with the scary tiefling who's bleeding black, like, she seems to be, like, the hysteria is going down. She seems to be coming around a little bit more. I suppose. All right.
I think at this point, Alveric will walk in with like helmet off, and give an extremely formal bow.
So looks up in time to see you do the bow and looks incredibly confused and perplexed about what's going on. And then you come up, and I'm just gonna let her take a 10 on Knowledge Noble to let her go Satanessin.
My lady, I must apologize for the state of your accommodations at present.
Hi, that's okay. I'm hallucinating.
If only that was so. Now, my friends here are a, shall we say, rough and tumble bunch of people, but they do have your best interests in mind. I would, of course, be honored to escort you home, but I do not know if you've seen outside it is curfew, and of course,
no, absolutely no.
I would not dream.
No. How are you going to get me out of here then? How are we going to get to the nursery if it's curfew now? What's happening?
I'm going to reach out a hand and say, "Do you trust me, my lady?"
Anybody who wants to roll sense motive on her right now?
I think I'm gonna have to roll bluff just so that people can't hear the giggling.
I know. I'm feeling the same.
Oh no!
Cool. So everybody hears Evie giggling from outside this room.
Like, there is a full fist stuffed into Evie's mouth. It's not helping.
So
I mean, I'm glad you're giggling because Whist will snort.
So both Gideon and Whist, because you made the sense motives checks, will see the kind of starry-eyed look in her eyes for a moment, which is very like this is a young woman who has some degree of nobility in her, even if she is from a minor family. She has probably enjoyed some degree of romance novel, and in this moment kind of has the moment of like, is this what it feels like? as Alveric, who I will point out at this point is a noble of the city, dressed in armor like a knight.
Hi, Gareth.
We don't have a driveway. Sorry, 1 second.
Look at that handsome gentleman.
I'm just going to go make myself a quick cup of tea while we have this little interlude.
I am literally crying with laughter because of this scene, so congratulations everyone. It wasn't meant to be comedy, but we made it comedy. Oh.
I mean, if he says mean things about my goddess's temple again, we might be into PvP at the end.
We don't have a driveway yet. Someone wants to park on it. Anyway, so yes, so Claire is quite clearly having her Disney princess moment about to be whisked away by the knight in shining armor, or at least that's the look she seems to have in her eyes as she reaches out to take Alberic's hand.
So Alberic is going to. There's a red and white ribbon that Alberic wears, basically like on his belt. He's going to untie those, and say, "For the journey we're about to take, it's better that you don't see where we're going, but we're going to get you somewhere safe. You have my word."
She kind of like looks at the sash and then looks at you. Roll a diplomacy check for me.
Okie doke.
I'm just gonna say, Evie puts the other hand in the mouth and is giggling even harder at this idea.
And I think genuinely in this moment is kind of like lost in the like wonder and like fairy tale-ness of this moment, that she just kind of looks up at Alberic and then will literally just like start to like literally right now go to cover her eyes with the sash. Is she stopped at all? Nope, fantastic. Okay, cool.
Evie's just like thinking, is it worse to only be able to smell the sewers?
Okay. So yeah, Claire has, in the course of a few minutes, seen probably the most horrific thing she's seen in her life. Sorry, Asmoth. Had a gnome hug her better, and then watched Prince Charming come in, sweep her off her feet, and then ask her to put on a blindfold. This has been an interesting few minutes for Claire.
Alberic is not good at a whole lot of things, but at this thing he is very good. And then we'll say, take my hand and follow my voice. We'll get you somewhere safe.
She'll like just reach out her hand and like hope you take it.
Yep. And then I will look to the rest of the party and say, shall we? And then, now that she's blindfolded, shoot Evie a death glare.
Evie is trying desperately, whilst in armor, to be like, a nose and a nose without speaking.
So Alberic will have a handkerchief.
Okay. So you guys,
a perfumed handkerchief, I assume.
I think I know the way to the place we need to get to, as in the sewer entrance, because that's what I was doing last time.
Yeah, Sebastian is able to lead everyone. It's basically, it's not quite a sewer entrance, but it's a water grate near a well that's nearby.
I'd like to drop 7 gold pieces onto their offering plate and mouth the words, "I'm so sorry," at the priest of this place.
I would like to put another 7 on and just mouth, "I'm not."
Casey and Quinn don't know what to do with themselves as you leave, except wave. Well, Casey is, I will point out, like, say what you want about what little interaction you had with these two NPCs. Casey is a professional. Casey did not stop playing the harp for one moment. Like,
honestly, worth my 7 gold.
Possibly when the scream happened, and then as soon as the door opened and like the conversation started, it was a ding, 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 and just did not stop. And we'll continue to play and give like a little nod of appreciation to the money that goes down on the offering plate as you all leave.
As we're just a few meters from the door on the way to the grate, I'll say, thank you all. That is my place of worship. I do appreciate everything that you did in there, and And Albric, if you ever say that Temple of the Goddess of Beauty is shoddy accommodations again, we will be having words.
I feel like Sebastian, was at least approached.
I will give you a nod, Gideon.
I apologise for what I felt I needed to say in the moment.
You're fine. Let's move on.
You know.
Anyway,
Shellen understands creative thinking, if nothing else. Let's move on.
As like the tension has broken, and with Asimov, if Asimov follows along in the middle, as there's a bit of distance between Whist and Asimov and Blue Blood, he's going to turn to Evie, who's following along behind, and go, "Take my hand and follow me. I'll lead you to somewhere safe." And take her down the grate.
And in response, I will disguise self into an old priest of Asmodeus.
He almost like drops a couple of rungs on the ladder, but holds.
Wow.
Perception check to potentially hear this.
Go for it.
No.
At that point, I feel like it depends on how close you are to them. How close do you want to be to Whist right now?
I mean, I think Whist was planning on not being that close to them.
In that case, we'll say no. They get away with the joke.
I'll be walking with Azimuth. He looks just fine to me.
Aww.
And you guys can head into the sewer. Claire immediately realizes, she doesn't realize where she is. She does realize you've taken her somewhere completely filthy, and hates every moment of it.
There's a reason I gave her a blindfold and a perfumed handkerchief.
She's holding the handkerchief to her face and is, at this point, she's holding the handkerchief to her face, and the handkerchief is instead muffling her complaints as you guys guide her. Did you say you were going to take her to... Which way did you say you were going to take her? I forgot now.
Nursery?
Nursery?
Nursery, yeah.
Yes, no, because she was just... She was there like, "You're taking me to the slums." No,
Where,
you guys...
I'll get through the sewers, if possible. Yeah,
where are we going in the Devil's Nursery?
That icy question.
I see.
Up to you guys.
We could probably like find some space in the community hall.
So, Azimuth's clinic is small and not a hugely public space.
It's absolutely the best place for no OPSEC, but it is your place of living and worship. Sorry, your place of living, and it is smaller. I'll say that. Like, I think there's probably value in like holding up somewhere that's less secure for the evening, and then when you're not mobbing time.
I will say that the time it takes you to get through the sewers to the Devil's Nursery, call it like, I'll say there's like 10 minutes left on your mutagen when you guys get into the Devil's Nursery. Sorry, there's a cat under my feet playing, so I've got to be careful, make sure she doesn't go for my feet. But yes, you guys, so yeah, you've got about 10 minutes left on your mutagen as you guys can get out the nursery. And because it is the slums, even with it being curfew, you guys have enough time to safely get to wherever your hiding spot of choice is. Did you say the town hall? Or the hall that you made?
I would pitch for that because all of us can stay in there comfortably.
Yeah.
It's probably a space that is less.
I'm trying to think of what other areas you know in the slums that aren't the surgery, and I think that is the only other major one that you guys know about. Like the rest of them are just people's houses.
we could probably ask a family to take her in, but one, it's super late, and two, she doesn't know them. She barely knows us.
Anybody? Is everyone happy with that plan then?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, you guys can then head on up, slip into the town hall. It is probably dark at this point, like there's nothing lit in here. So it is just a dark, fairly spacious-ish room, smaller than the temple you were just in, but enough room.
This means I get to use this.
Yes, you do. Yes, you can do that. So Asmos can perfectly see where all of the furniture is in here as he steps into the room. Claire follows you all in, is still blindfolded, is still holding the handkerchief to her face, like desperately trying to mask the smell of the sewers. Yes, you can all see in the dark real well. Congratulations.
I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, two of you can.
So what's it like in this room?
I think that is mainly a Gideon question, because Gideon has been the person who has been contributing a lot to getting this set up. So, Gideon, what does this room look like?
So this is one of the kind of side rooms. It probably looks like a sort of common room of an inn, a very comfortable place, fireplace in a corner, fireplace on one wall, some rocking chairs and kind of probably slightly worn but very comfortable, comfortable armchairs and things that could be used for a half-decent night's sleep.
Okay.
With some creative work.
Cool. So this is the side room off of the main town hall. That is basically, imagine a giant function room.
Like one of those church halls that you always had off the side of churches.
Exactly one of them.
With like some tables in there, some chairs and everything.
There's probably a mix of like rickety and half broken furniture and also some newer stuff that looks to be at least stable and sturdy. Almost like all of the money investment and things you've been putting in has been helping like spruce up the place or something. But yeah, you guys can then head into this side room. And as you guys step in, do you at this point remove the blindfold from Claire?
Yeah, seems like the moment for it.
Okay.
I will drop the disguise just beforehand.
Yeah, good idea. So you take off the blindfold. She kind of blinks and like looks around at the very dark room. Have you guys lit anything in here yet, or is it still dark at this moment? And are you planning on lighting anything?
I will produce 2 candles from my backpack and realise that I have nothing to light them with.
I will see him do that with my dark vision and light his candles for him.
By the powers of the party combined. So 2 candles get lit. There's a cat now in my lap.
I'll say
I don't roll any dice because the cat needs fusses. Carry on.
I'll lean towards Sebastian Asmoff and say, You know what? It's a bit annoying having these humans with us, because otherwise we could keep this really under wraps.
I lean in because you're still holding my hand, and I'm like, yeah. Wait, damn
it. Claire. Anyway, with you lighting the candles, Claire can now see the room, and her eyes probably zero in on the fireplace, which is currently empty, dark, cold. But the concept of a fire and being warm just kind of like lights something up in her.
In the process of putting logs on into the fireplace and lighting it.
Oh, thank you so much. This is. I mean, I didn't really see the other room I was in, but this is very nice.
I'll say to Gideon, they don't happen to have a bathtub here, do they? Because, I mean, I can create water, and she might like a nice bath.
How quietly do you say this?
Quite quietly, because if I mention a bath and she doesn't get one and they don't have one, that's a lot more stress for all of us that we didn't need.
I cannot imagine that we have one at the in the town hall, which is not designed for a long-term high quality occupancy.
No, the closest is there is a well nearby that people use to dredge up water, and then a lot of people will literally wash themselves out of the buckets.
No, I'm not going outside. Let's not try and pull fire at this point. Is there a big pot to cook over the fire, like a stove pot?
Well, there's probably a basin.
Yeah,
I assume that there's a small kitchen.
Yeah.
For preparing food and drink.
There will be buckets, basins, and the like. So
if I can use create water rather than going outside and drawing attention to fill up a stovetop or similar, put some water on to heat, and then busy myself like basically drawing her a warm basin of water to clean herself in.
Yeah, that she will like. It's not a bath, and like you can see that in the moment, like there's a part of just there like, oh, if only it was a proper bath. But she is very much grateful for what you're doing. And as soon as the fireplace is lit and like actually starts like catching and like the fire starts, she is a moth to a flame and just goes to sit in front of it, like hands out to like capture as much of the heat as possible.
Once I've done that, I'll boil up another pot, and I'd like to use my illegal tea supplies to brew everyone some illegal night tea, and I'll serve her up a cup and wink and say, "Don't tell Thrune."
So you do that. You offer the cup, and she just seems to take it at first, not quite processing what's happening. And then you wink and say, "Don't tell Thrune," and there is a look of abject fear on her face.
It's just leaves in water. What's he gonna do?
They tried to say that I was wearing embroidered clothes. I wasn't wearing embroidered clothes, but they tried to say I was wearing embroidered clothes, and I ended up in that thing.
Well,
Evie's like, yes, who would wear embroidered clothes?
Oh, well, if they're gonna put it this way, if they're gonna make up that you are wearing embroidered clothes and put you in that thing, then to any of us they'd make up we were having tea at night and do anything like that as well. So we might as well enjoy the tea. It will warm your soul.
This conversation is probably briefly interrupted by some awful, like, cracking, crunching sounds as Asmoth kind of sort of slims in slightly, but like his shoulders sort of kind of come back in, and his face kind of returns to normal. He's like,
At normal.
I don't say anything, but I make a very careful mental note of those sounds so I can reproduce them later.
I think
I love you guys.
Albert will kind of distract from that by saying, "We will never let that happen to anyone ever again."
Okay. And with that, she will take the tea and have a sip, and quite clearly, Wiss is right. It will help soothe the soul. And she does seem to relax with a fresh cup of tea.
It's magic.
Is it? I don't remember. Is it?
It's literally. Well, I mean, it's not magic, but I guess it kind of is. It's a rose, like it's a rose.
It's a rose tea, isn't it? Yeah.
At night, it's a it's a way of worshipping Milani that can bring on dreams and visions potentially, but like, I mean, not always. Like, it's also people just enjoy rose tea. They don't always have visions because of it.
Okay.
Having transformed back, Asmoth will start to like shrug his coat off, his big long coat, and sort of move towards the fire and just go, Claire, and just hold the coat out to her.
She is still quite clearly disarmed, perturbed, but the lack of ichor seems to have settled her enough that she won't object to you stepping closer.
Please, takes this coat.
She'll take the coat, wrap it around her shoulders.
I apologize for startling you earlier.
Thank you.
If you would allow it, once you've had some rest, I would like to continue a discussion with you.
What do you want to talk about?
What led you to be in the doghouse? We do not have to talk about it here.
I already said they arrested me because they claimed I wore embroidered clothing, which I never did.
I have further questions, but they are for private.
Asmoth, would some porridge be useful?
Food? Actual... Wait, they haven't given me warm food. As in, like, during the dog housing, she's just said, like, they never gave... It was always scraps.
Porridge. Asmoth just walks past Gideon and straight into the kitchen.
I'll give him a hand. Ale or something stiffer with your tea?
Ale? Oh, no, no, I don't really drink that much.
I assume you don't do the past 2 days that much either?
No, it's just more of a, well, when I'm at home, it's more of a wine situation. So that's kind of what my palate is more used to. I don't actually know if I would like ale.
I can probably scare some wine up.
Okay. Thank you. You're all being very kind. Especially since I screamed at your doctor.
head
that was
into the
cathartic for the rest of us, to be honest.
Really?
Into the kitchen. Red or white?
I would go with porridge.
I will say Rose in her voice through the kitchen door.
Wait, how did you do that?
I'll give a little bow. So, some of us like to bedevil Barsley's agents with other methods than just physical violence, though that proves extremely effective as well.
Right. You did say you were the them, right?
Rosé is a tawdry category of wines. White will probably go better.
Do you think
white will be fine, I say in Barsley Thrune's voice.
So, two, I think Sebastian and Whist, because they're the ones who I think are close. She probably mutters like, it would be too much to ask for a dessert wine to go with porridge, wouldn't it?
I will say my normal voice. Gideon, do you have anything sweet, like a dessert wine?
Okay, high I do, low I don't.
No.
No, they're all dry. This is not an inn.
Sorry, I think like I would trust my life with Gideon on alcohol. Go with the white.
I think the white would go well with the rose tea. Why rose tea? It's very nice.
It's delicious, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to find nettles in the city than roses. That's why.
Like Whist can't help himself, kind of like glance askance at
I think Whist and Claire were similar expressions of what? Nettle tea is a common thing.
I mean, outside of the city, yes.
All right, you clearly know where a lot of rose gardens are then.
I don't like smelling of shit, Twist.
Speaking of, I should probably use some of that other water you made up. And she will get herself cleaned up while you guys get food and beverages for her and everyone else. Is there any other conversation that wants to happen this evening, either with her or with anybody else?
So
who's here?
Everyone happy? Cool. There's beds, right? I didn't stay here last time, so I don't know where anything is. All I know is there's no dessert wines, which is obviously,
a few comfy chairs and a bunch of cushions and pillows.
I've slept on worse.
Once she crashes, because I imagine she'll crash.
She will probably have had enough time to freshen herself up a little bit, and will have enough porridge to basically have filled her up a bit, and gotten her warmed up. And that plus the fire means she literally will like just curl up in front of the fire and just completely dead to the world.
Yeah, Whist will start washing up her various plates and the remaining water. And then as he's like washing his hands, he'll kind of glance down at what he's washing, and then he'll look up and I actually got to talk to you guys about something really important.
An odd.
No.
Right. So you remember when we met the captain and the Commodore and the captain's boyfriend?
Yeah,
I'm familiar.
Yeah. Well,
vaguely.
I mean, there's some good news, and then there's also a problem to solve. And I know we like solving problems, so that's great, right? That's maybe also good news. No, right. So good news. Ash, sorry, my brain's gone. Is it my what's he called? Markel. Thank you. I was going to call him Marcel. Chatting
It's
to the
Markel
captain
and Captain Sargator.
Sargator. Talking to Captain Sargator and Markel, mainly Markel. I've convinced the Poison Pen of Kintargo to pick up their pen again and write for us. Well, not for us. They don't think that. They're right to help to take down Throne, with a little bit of creative inspiration from myself. Also found like a publishing house to publish it. Only thing is, this isn't the problem, but is also a problem. I need to find somewhere to set up a printing press. So I need your help doing that, because I've agreed to do that whole part of it. Markel's going to write it, but I guess we're on distribution and printing. But somewhat more importantly than that, you know, when we went to see them and there was a halfling in the corner playing an instrument. There was, Evie, there was. On a repeat visit. I guess when I first went there, I just thought everyone was a bit scared of the captain. Turns out they've got more reason to be afraid. I think they're the captain's slave. And I don't know about you, but I think we should free them. And we could do that by using a favour. We could do that by trying to convince the captain otherwise. We could do that in a different way, but I didn't feel like I could just do that without talking to you guys first and coming up with an idea as a group of what we're going to do, because I can't leave it. He kind of scratches the back of his hand.
I will point out that the favours, you guys remember after returning, or after helping Markel get to the captain, he had Sebastian break a teacup, and it broke into 3 pieces. Each of those pieces counts as a favour that you can get from the captain, which he said will give you a favour for him to do anything outside of outright treason. Or blatant treason, I think was the wording.
Usually treat slavers differently than ask them to politely stop doing it, but if we can get this person out of their bondage, it is our obligation. Knew something was off about that piece of shit.
I've no objection to us using a favour for it, but we do need to consider what we are freeing him to. It's of no use to free this person from bondage only for them to fall into the bondage of poverty.
So, from what I understand, and perhaps my information is incorrect, in Cheliax, there are slaves in almost every household. In Kintargo, it's rarer, but this will not be the only person who has a slave. If we are to do use one of these powerful favours, which can do a lot of aggregate good, I would suggest that instead of asking to free this slave, we suggest that the favour is that he and the ships under his control have no slaves, only free men. Because that turns it from using a powerful favour to free one man to using a powerful favour to stop an ongoing, continuing problem.
I was suspecting that you were briefly losing your mind and defending the practice of slavery as part of a cultural norm, but that's a really good idea. As far as the use of this favour, again, I would personally have traditionally different methods to deal with slavers.
We cannot declare war on every Chelaxian noble house simultaneously as deposing Barzillai Thrune, however much some of us may wish to. It is better to use this to clean the whole asset if we're going to do that. If we can't do that, if he won't do that favour, then I'll pay all the money I own to free this man. We're not leaving him a slave, but there is a sensible use of the allocation of power.
I just because you said about the slavery in Chiliax and slavery in Kintargo. Kintargo is a city that is noted for both its love of art, but also its love of liberty. It has historically been a city of defiance and rebellion that stands quite culturally opposed and culturally different. When we say, I mean, if people want to get a definitive idea of the slavery situation in Kintargo, they can do.
Yeah.
Like, I think we will need to know it. But no. The game world suggests that Cheliax are mega baddies.
Oh, absolutely.
And they do this all the time. And we're currently under Chelaxian rule. So,
yes.
Like, above the table, I'm saying that this will not be the only person who works for the mega baddies who's going to do this. We've got to shift sides.
So if you want to roll,
sounds like a knowledge local to me.
That is a knowledge local,
As I said, I appreciate.
How can I say this? It these days.
My life's purpose, Sebastian, before this was to raid slaver ships and free the captives within with my comrades. I understand what you're saying, and I think your purpose is good. I'm just explaining where my mores are coming from. As far as I'm concerned, people holding slaves are morally abhorrent until proven otherwise.
Absolutely, it is a disgusting practice. But if we have a favour that could free 100 men, or a favour that could free 1 man, I'd rather use it to free 100.
I guess I do not have an objection with your use. I think your use of the favour is superior to what I expected. You kind of buried the lead by talking about the situation of slavery there, so I thought that there was going to be a brief moment of insanity on your part as you tried to defend it. This is not me criticising your idea. It's a really good idea. This is me just.
I find myself surprised, Gideon. I feel like I was being the pragmatic one, whereas you were being the idealist, and sometimes those positions reverse themselves. But I'm pleased to find ourselves on the same page.
Okay. So, Sebastian and Asmoth, you would both know that in Kintargo, of those who have Kintargo's values, slavery would be incredibly rare, and obvious slavery you think would be looked down on. Those of the nobility perhaps might have a skewed version of it because they're like, oh no, that's not my slave, that's just my handmaiden. Is possibly the worst that it might get among those with Kintargan values. Those of Chelish values, which will be those of the Asmodean Church, possibly some of the noble families who are more aligned with Thrune, may have some slaves, and are likely to have some slaves. I'm sorry, baby, did I move? And are likely to have some slaves. But nowhere near to the degree that they would be able to get in the mainland of Cheliax. There is a reason why the Order of the Torrent set up their base of operations in Kintargo. Part of it is because of... actually, there's 2 elements to this, which you guys can be aware of. The Order of the Torrent obviously saved refugees and saved people who have been trapped in bondage and slavery. And Laria, your first major contact, was a member of the Bellflower Network who smuggles escaped slaves. So, yeah. It's a city which won't have a lot of it. The outliers will be Chelish, most definitely. But yeah, sorry. Back to the original topic. You can definitely, at this point, you guys get the idea that you can like start making ideas of how to try to free this halfling from slavery, how to free any other potential slaves that he might have. You also know that you aren't going to be able to get far with it without talking to him first. But you can, at the very least, start thinking of those ideas and discussing those ideas.
So if we're able to find a place to set up the printing press, as I say, I've got a publisher's and a printing press basically ready to go. The manuscript will be ready to go in a couple of weeks. We could all go back together once we got the good news, get him on a better mood because, you know, his beau will be happy. And then maybe we can try and barter with a favour.
I mean, until we have a place for the halfling to go, just in case he gets kicked off the ship.
Well, we said about Laria. Could we get in contact with them? Let's see if we can smuggle them out of the city, or you know, I don't get. I haven't been able to talk to them. They're in that corner. This is more. I've just twigged it. I don't know what their feeling is on the situation at all, but you know, if they enjoy music, I'm sure the Temple of Shalin, they seem to like musicians. Maybe they'd be happy too. I'm sure the Malornites would. I'm sure we'd be able to find them respite in our own hideout if we need to.
I mean, our hideout is already packed. This isn't me like saying no. This is me pointing out that we also have a problem with that.
Well, I think that maybe we need to just look for a bigger hideout then. Maybe that's
with room for a printing press, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sorry about that, but I kind of committed to that.
I mean, if they wished to sign up as a free person to serve on the ship in the Chelish Navy, I would not have any objection with that. That is their right to determine their own future. We can offer options, but securing their freedom as well as the freedom of others within the squadron or that they may encounter in the future is the imperative.
I think, in general, we're all on board with the idea of using a favour for what Sebastian said.
If nothing else, it makes this a clean tool to use for the other two favours.
Yeah. Speaking of Sebastian, you know a lot more about the city than most of us.
Yes.
Do you have any idea where we could set up a base, which is bigger?
Yes.
Oh, good. There we go. So
it's not super easy though.
We're kind of accustomed to not easy.
Before I did this, before I joined the Silver Ravens, my mother followed the same career path. This is a little while ago, in fact, a long time ago, and she was an associate, I think, or like a side member of the original Silver Ravens. And we had a secret hideout, but it's in the Opera House, and I don't know what state it's in.
What, the one that Thrune has?
Yes, but I don't know if he knows about the secret hideout that weirdly the Shellonite vigilantes set up shop in the Opera House. But as we're going in there anyway, at some point, possibly, just maybe, that will be available. The other thing that we could do, which I will do, is that I've been the Silver Ravens were a group of powerful adventurers, and they had people who were their allies and sort of sometimes temporary members, like my mother. They were all based around this city. One of the things I'm hoping to do is investigate some of those other less well-known members and see if they have any. I believe they all had secret hideouts, but I don't know where any of them are other than the one that my mother used. If I can do some research and search the city perhaps in my own time, it might be possible for me to find somewhere else we could use that's already, be old. It probably won't be, probably needs some work, but it will have been, locked away and hidden by ingenious minds for quite some time.
Yeah. I don't suppose anyone else has any secret family connections with large underground bunkers. Workshop.
I almost look at West, but don't.
Help you, but in Andorran, so no.
Okay. Well, obviously we can't access the Opera House now. Well, no, we shouldn't.
What about like Old Kintargo? Is there anything around there? Like lots of that's boarded up, forgotten about.
There is a lot of strange, eclectic, some closed down areas in Old Kintargo that you could try and look into if you wanted to. Same with Red Roof, actually. I mean, a good chunk of it is taken up by the nursery, but there are other areas.
Old Kintargo is a good shout. I
That's
don't
also
have anything.
pretty romantic for a publishing house, isn't it? Old Kintargo.
I mean, the O's on the map, Ash. Is Old Kintargo the O's on the map?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So Old Kintargo is the O's, Jarvis End is the J's, Temple Hill is the T's, and Red Roof is the R's. And the C's of the Castle District.
I mean,
Old Kintargo is closer to the castle and will be closer towards patrols. Finding a place near the waterfront to be able to move things out by boat.
There was that place we had a battle on the rooftops near to the death against the winged lady. That was abandoned. Had lots of.
That was in Temple Hill.
Yeah, that was an abandoned temple.
Yeah, that was an
Temple of Iomedae specifically.
No, Aradin.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah. But the roof. Sure, you're right. Anyway, I've got research to do. Maybe I'll find somewhere useful.
It'd be worth asking our Hell Knight comrade from the Torrent. His order might have some ideas of where caches may have been.
I can certainly ask them, but I doubt they have anything other than their bunker.
Albrecht, what's your current standing in your house?
Tense, let's say.
Could you use your name to set up to buy a piece of land to set up a business in Old Kintargo, maybe?
It would be very difficult to do that in a way that would not immediately be traced back to me.
Well, here's the thing. If we want it to be secret, there's two ways of going about it. One is just essentially moving in and hoping no one notices, and the other is actually setting up a storefront, having a cover.
The presses aren't known for being the quietest of things to operate and prepare.
Mm-hmm.
They'll need to be noise covered for it.
I would need an excuse that satisfies my uncle as to why the Tenessins would operate a printing press, but it is something we could potentially do.
I don't think we outright operate a printing press as the front of house, because that, like, a new printing press opens up and then suddenly the city is flooded with poison pen articles. Ain't great.
I've got an idea. Got an idea. Right.
Okay.
Stay with me.
I'm trying to stay with you.
We operate the printing press in a cellar of a place, Tenacity, yeah? And that's where we use to do the rehearsals of our show, which has a lot of tap dance numbers that would rattle the floorboards, so nobody would think there was a printing press beneath.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to call this discussion at some point, and I think I'm going to have to call it on that, just as a moment of...
I think everyone has a collective moment of, we are tired. Let's think about this further in the morning.
You guys know that you do need to get this sorted. It is like the more that disrest grows in the city, the bigger your rebellion gets. And you do know you need to move into a bigger space. There are definitely options. You can definitely reach out to some of those people. But for now, I think it is time for bed. On that line about the tap dancing.
That's probably Albert's response, honestly. It's just, I think we need to get some rest.
That's a good idea.
All right. And again, Claire has slept through all of that talk. Is a very sleepy lady. And won't rouse until the morning. But yeah, she rouses in the morning. The rest of you do. She definitely seems calmer. Just like there is a weight off of her, just from a good night, from having a good night's sleep and getting some actual proper rest, which then also turned into her waking up to find out that everything that happened last night, as trippy as it was not in fact a hallucination or dream and was in fact all real. And as weird as all of you are, she is in fact free now and has help to get home somewhere safe, something like that.
Well, to continue this thing, I'm going to go out and get some street food. So I'm going to go to a local shopkeeper I know called Gregory and buy everyone a sausage roll, including our new lady, so we can all start the day with some hot food. And then I would like to try and have a quick word with Evie.
Okay. Go on then.
Evie. Is this like Breakfast Boys delivers now?
We're in the slums. You have to get street food. It's the rules.
True.
Actually, I was wondering, can you remember the place where you drowned that person?
Yeah.
How How
difficult is it mentally to drown a person? Is this where we're going with this?
No,
because you have to have training for it. It's...
I mean, I'm sure you do.
Helps.
I believe you very strongly, Evie. Do you remember how difficult it was to get in and out of that place? I know it was underneath a sort of fake museum.
There was the museum, and then you had to pass the riddle thing and interact with the statue, and then you had to go down, and then there was a weird summon creature, but that was from Barzilai's mage on the side. I'm gonna call them a side mage. And then there was a load of traps down there as well, but they weren't actually traps. They were just things which had gone a little bit wrong.
I will remind. Yeah, I will remind you guys that that place that you're thinking of, and Sebastian would have been there for it as well, for at least part of for all of it.
Yeah.
All of the people that you faced there were through Knights, which is a case of he knows where that place is.
There was also a creature there that we managed to scoot our way by. That we don't know whether it will still be there doing work.
So no, we do know that.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, its contract had an
incredible knowledge check on it.
Its contract was, I think it was for a maximum of 90 days, and I can't remember how many days left it had on it when you guys met it, but it was less than that.
Okay, when you have a moment, maybe we could just go through the riddle and the statue bit, because that's the sort of thing that I'm looking for. And if somebody built one, they might have built another.
So it was a riddle based around what's the guy who has the hands, the god who's about punching things. Rory.
I'm not going to correct you.
Hey, role-playing zero knowledge religion is great. So I think it was probably the Order of them, which was like a group of monks who were doing historical research stuff, who made that. But it did seem entirely mechanical, I think, because magical illusions break down after a while, right? Usually.
Oh yeah, no, that the secret entrance was a mechanical thing that had been built. It was a mechanical entrance. It was like you had to put in the key code on this statue, and then it moved and revealed the staircase.
But I see what you're saying. I think the best way of looking at it is you need to work out if there's any code phrases that the old ones used.
Yeah. So I need to look into Irorian architects is what I need to do. Thanks, Evie. You've been useful.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you paid for it with a sausage roll. Oh.
While that was going on, Claire does now have a sausage roll and is happily eating breakfast. Is anyone wanting to talk to Claire?
Yes.
Okay. So she hasn't really moved away from the fire. The fire has gone down. She still has some lines on her face from where she's been sleeping. Her hair is still absolutely a mess, and she's still wrapped up in your coat, and is tucking into her food, but kind of freezes when she sees you approach.
I look completely normal now. Well,
yeah.
For a grey-skinned tea.
Yeah, you look normal for you.
Are you willing to talk? I promise I am much calmer now.
Okay. Yes.
And so I would like to apologize once again for last night.
I mean, why did you look like that?
He has a skin condition.
There is no simple answer to that question.
Okay. Okay. What did you want to talk about then?
Quickly look around, like how, like, are there? I'm guessing there's going to be side rooms that we can use.
Yeah, I mean, you are currently in a side room. The people that the rest of the party are kind of walking in and out of.
You want us to clear the room?
Yeah, please.
Right.
What? So that like watches everyone leave. Quite clearly, a bit more nervous now.
Do not worry. I wish you absolutely no harm.
Okay. All right. All right. Door closes. The two of you are on your own. Just before this starts, I need to know now, is anyone listening in at the door?
No, but I will wait near. I'm not
Okay.
listening, but in case if she starts raising her voice or screaming or sounding scared, I'll burst in again. But
Okay.
assuming they talk like normals, I'm not listening.
Okay, cool. Everyone respecting privacy here? Wonderful. All right. You guys are alone.
You've arrested for allegedly wearing embroidered clothing.
Yes. At least that's what they told me it was for.
And you were not.
No.
I'm gonna look over and just generally assess, does she seem less in shock? So do I heal check territory kind of thing?
You could do either a heal check or a sense motive check.
Go for the one I'm good in. Oh no.
All right. She is definitely less in shock. It seems that the sorry, I'm looking for something. It seems that the sleep, the food, a lot of the initial catatonic level of shock has vanished. But yeah, aside from that, she's a lot of her fatigue has gone as well. She definitely seems to be better sorts today.
Please indulge me. The Vadalik family.
Yes.
Is there any reason why Sroom would be targeting them?
No.
They are compliant.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Now I'm going to try and get a read on her.
Yeah.
That's not horrible.
I don't know what her charisma score is, but it's not going to be that high. You hear resentment. And with the way that she says, yes, they are, there's some distancing, you think? What is this about?
He rummages into like one of the various like pouches that exist on like his the bandolier and stuff that he's now got, and hands over a vial to her, giving her one of my potions of cure light wounds made at 3rd level. Offering it to it's a potion, but it's like he's offering it to her with a hand with a ring on one of the fingers, a heavily corroded signet ring. Please take it.
She stares at the ring and stares.
Please.
She takes the ring. She takes the vial.
It's a curative potion. It's not going to do you any harm, I promise you.
This is you speaking icy, right?
Yep.
She takes off the vial and drinks the potion. She will be fully healed from that. It's a 3rd level cure potion.
Yeah. So
I don't need to roll that. She'll be fully healed.
1d8 plus 3.
She drinks it, wipes at her mouth. Wait, no. Who? How did you get that?
It's mine.
Tommy? She kind of like goes through a whole flurry of emotions all in one go, and then drops the vial and barrels into you with a hug.
He stiffens up and does not know what is going on right
now. And she starts crying.
It's an awkward sort of patting with like he's still got talent hands.
I don't understand what's going. Why do you look like this? What happened? Was this a cut? What? I have so many questions.
I think I grew into what I was meant to have. This body, like.
Why?
I get the feeling there may have been some dabbling in diabolism in the family lineage.
Do you think Uncle did?
Before him. There's something somewhere, I don't know.
All right.
How are they?
Uncle is uncle. Tends to let me stay doing my own thing. Auntie Elise tries to take an interest, but more in you're a young lady now, and there are responsibilities that young ladies must do, kind of thing. And
they do love to adhere to expectations, don't they?
They do, and Thaddeus is so much like your father.
Brilliant. Have you been outspoken about what's going on in this city? About Thrune?
Not. Why does your friend like rose petal tea?
I stopped trying to understand Whist a while ago.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So when I first came back to the city and started my studies in earnest, I started trying to find some poetry groups, and one thing led to another, and
you got involved in artists.
Well, some of them are very nice, but there was this group. There was this group, and they became my friends, and they were publishing essays and writings and things, and I helped them with it. It was actually quite exciting, and then there was all of the fires, and they disappeared. I started trying to find them, and I got too loud with the questions. Because the next thing I know, the Datari are at the door.
I'm afraid I'm going to be blunt here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can go back to my father's home.
Okay. If you can help me find my friends, they'll probably take me in. I just don't know where they went. I don't know where they've gone. It's like they never existed.
I have ways and means. I can try and find something for you.
Okay.
I'll do what I can. We are growing but limited still. But my information network is usually reliable.
Thank you. Now that I know it's you, I feel so bad about screaming at you yesterday.
It's understandable. You saw an aspect of myself that I don't like.
Do you do that on purpose?
It's a side effect of something I'm trying to do.
Okay. What are you trying to do to make yourself bleed black? Blood is supposed to be that color. Is it even blood? I don't want to know. I don't like the idea of you bleeding from your eyes.
You don't need to worry about that, but to understand what happened as I was growing up, to try and understand that, I need to understand elements of myself, understanding elements of myself, find elements that I do not like and I want. It is not been a smooth process discovering that, figuring out the elixir.
What is it going to do when you figure it out?
Get rid of the worst parts of me. And once I figure out how to do that, I think I can heal them. All their poison. all their venom, all their toxicity.
I never took you to be an idealist. I love our family, but they are rotten.
Tell me, how were they after I left?
Oh, that's the thing. I don't know when you left. One day you were in the corner, and the next they were acting like you didn't exist.
Like they didn't do that when I was there.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know when you actually left because I don't know. I'm talking about when we were children. There was a point a few years ago that Uncle was particularly stern, and Auntie was more neurotic than usual. I don't know if it was to do with that or something else. But most of the time they are like they are.
They are who they are.
They are. Marissa is still trying to steal all of my dresses.
She's always been jealous.
Not much to be jealous of right now, is there?
At the risk of sounding like some cliche, what is on the outside of you doesn't really matter much to what is inside. And I'm glad to see that the family's rot has not seeded itself inside of you.
I think you can thank my father for that.
Should I ever get to see him again, I believe I will. Now, I'm going to assume my friends have some of my friends got their ears pressed right up to the door, so I think we should wrap this up fairly soon.
Do they? They didn't call you. What they gave you this? Called you a different name.
Asmoth.
Asmoth. Asmoth. Asmoth Vadalik or just Asmoth?
Just Asmoth.
Okay.
He has been a useful invention for us to send off somewhat.
What accent?
People less likely to believe that I am noble born than I don't sound like a local noble.
Good point. Okay. You are Asmoth, and I suppose everything else I could have told you about my friends and stuff was true, but okay. And she kind of looks at you expectantly.
Let me get the door.
Thank you.
Yes,
Asmoth.
Opens the door. Lady Vadalik.
Thank you. And she will kind of like Anybody who wants to can make a sense motive check.
Yeah, I guess just to check she's not looking incredibly freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she looks fine, it's fine.
I believe Gentleman's Honor says I'm not allowed to pry into anyone else's backstories as long as they don't pry into mine, so it's fine.
Cool. Sebastian, she seems fine. She seems a lot calmer than she has since you found her. Whist in Gideon, she is not only calmer, there is a level of relief and almost like elation in her that you did not like. She just had a private conversation with Asmoth and then she walks out like positively chipper.
Yeah.
You're not quite sure what's happened here.
I think Whist is too delighted that the tension's broken to pry too deeply, and he just goes, "Oh, thank all that's holy you guys have made up. That was intense. Don't do that again, Asmoth, whatever that was. Bloody hell. Right, who's for breakfast?"
Was the sausage roast not breakfast, or is there a second breakfast?
There's always breakfast, my dear. It's breakfast, boys.
What is breakfast?
Don't. Just go with the flow on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to skip breakfast, boys, given recent events.
That's fair.
Okay.
I did, if I may put hands on you, I prepared a couple of spells.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I don't know whether she got bitten by an animal that has a disease, so I prepared a casting of Remove Sickness and Lesser Resto.
All right.
In case she has some ability damage.
I think the waves of magic wash over her. The Lesser Sickness is possibly like a few bites. You can see they still have some redness around them, and like the redness just fades with the magic. And the Lesser Restoration, I think, would like add more like color to her cheeks. As like you're just piling in the magic is great.
Chuck a fervor in as well. 7 back.
All right. She is positively thriving, and apparent and ready for whatever Breakfast Boys is, because everyone refuses to explain it.
Like, given 2 minutes, Whist will explain Breakfast Boys in a way that does not explain it any further.
That's fair. I will, as you guys step outside, she goes, "Oh, that's a point. Is there any chance for perhaps a better..." And she's just kind of like pulling at like the like dirty, uncomfortable smock and like looking at what are bare feet.
I'll look towards Evie and say, "Do you think our mutual friend and finest tailorer in all of Kintargo might be able to help?"
I mean, yes, but like Evie does like an up and down, and is like, I can go get something, but you should probably, no offense, but you should have a bath. Trust me.
I tried.
Yeah.
What about you? You were there. Well, I don't even know where we went, but you were there too.
No comment.
Where are you heading for breakfast, boys? I can take her to the tailor, get something, and drop her off.
Well, my point is, if you go have a bath in the local area, I will go get the clothes and get back.
it would be nice to have an actual bath.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bathhouse nearby. Blue Blood knows all about it because last time we went to that least salubrious of routes, he insisted on going there. So
What? I am so confused.
Blue Blood is also somewhat cash poor at the moment, and thus has to make do.
How much does it cost?
Emily, do you want to? Do you and our new acquaintance here wish to go to the bathhouse on my dime?
I would. She clearly wants to say yes, but doesn't really. But also doesn't want to say yes. She's just like, I just want to have a nice bath and be clean and have some nice clothes. Like that's like where she's at the moment.
Okay, the rest of you go for start off breakfast, boys. Evie gets clothes. I'll meet you back at breakfast, boys.
Thank you.
How much is spa treatments for 2?
Oh boy.
Does a plaque cover it?
Definitely. We'll say yes. Like basic baths, yes. And by basic baths we mean like.
I'm not going basic.
Okay. In Red Roof, probably a platinum will be fine. Yeah. If you went into Valegra and did this, it would probably be more like 3 platinum.
I'm going to the nicest place within
walking distance.
Walking distance.
That will be Red Roof, so probably a platinum would be fine.
Cool.
It's either Red Roof or Temple Hill, and I think she'd want to stay away from potential Asmodeans and Atari. So yeah, Gideon takes Claire to a bathhouse in Red Roof. Comes out a little while later.
And Emily, so that there can be somebody.
Oh yes, and Emily. So
as well.
Yes, so the girls go off and be girls together. And Emily probably also like helps like demat the hair and like get her feeling more herself, I think is the best way to say it. As Evie heads off to Hetterman's. All right. You head over to the familiar tailor shop, which I think is probably still closed. Like, if this is early in the morning, it might not be open yet.
I have a sneaking feeling that I know exactly how to get into it via not the front door for some reason.
Who can say? So yes, you use the back door, and head inside, and you quickly hear alarmed footsteps as Hatman appears and immediately seizes you inside and really just like, oh my word, give a man a warning next time.
Where's the fun in that?
It is not the... In circumstances where the city was safer, fine, but right now, please, let's just have some discretion at least. What can I do for you, for dear? Unless it's just the usual, a witch point.
It's like, discretion, yes, I know that word. I'm sure someone said it to me once. Sadly, as much as I would love to just be here for you, which
You're
I
not?
always am. Well. I'm sorry, but I feel like it starts going into a telenovela almost. It's like, oh, I'm starting to betray you like this.
You know how to make Brickman's heart. All right, why are you here then?
Shall we say, former noble may need some clothes.
Former, you have to tell me everything. We'll do the shopping as well, but do tell me everything. And he leads you into the shop, shop proper, and starts like picking out dresses and fabrics. And it's like, so do you know what her size is, first of all, before we start shopping?
I saw her exactly once, so gives exact details.
I do love that about you. He starts picking out a few dresses and he goes, right, okay, hold on. No, you said former noble. How elaborate are we being with these outfits?
Let's say finely made, but not standing out, I think.
Okay. I can do that. How pretty do we want them to be?
I mean, let's put it this way: they need to be.
Is she on the run?
Enough. Yes, but I'm not entirely sure people have an accurate description of her, from what I understand.
You're only making this more curious.
I mean, she's having a bath. We've got time.
Okay. And he'll start picking out, like, he'll probably pick out, and if he goes, okay, not a noble, but still pretty, well made, but not distinct, he probably ends up grabbing, like, a chemise and, like, a pinafore dress combo, which is like is still pretty, but is like commoner pretty rather than like noble elegant. You think is like the thing he starts to put together? Do you think this would do? Or do you think is she going to be picky?
Let's hope not.
What's wrong with it?
You know, no, that's not what I'm saying, and you know. I'm saying about her new life. Let's hope not.
Right. Okay. Okay. What else does she need?
I mean, like 2 outfits, let's say. Any more than that, and she might draw.
Okay. Okay, 2 outfits, and how is she doing in like the shoe department?
Oh,
and the underwear department.
She'll need a lot of those.
Okay.
That sounded weird.
I cannot help you.
Amount of those.
I cannot help you in the undergarment sense. The best
well,
I
you
can
help me in the undergarment sense, but you can't help her. Got it.
I help you in a very different way with your undergarments, and you know it. Shoes, and he like throws the dresses at you as he then fishes out like a pair of sturdy city walking boots. Like they got like the little heel on them.
You would be like perfect. Like just careful fold up, puts them all to one side. How much do I owe you?
Well, none of them are enchanted because you didn't ask me for any of my more magical wares. How do you want to pay is the real question.
Evie brings out the worst in me. I would like to say that right now. I think Evie just goes, oh no, I've left my wallet at home. However will I pay?
Okay, based on the fact that he's basically put together like I'm just having a look at he's basically put together like something of like the entertainer outfit, scholar outfit level, which are like in the gold piece department, but like 2 outfits plus the shoes. We'll probably say like like probably like including the boots, probably like 20 gold. So you can definitely pay that off in other ways.
Oh, I would like to know that I pay it off in other ways, and then also I leave 20 off.
Because you're just that nice. All right. So you guys do that. So you do that. Gideon has taken them to the bathhouse. Everyone else goes for breakfast, I believe. Is everyone else going for breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okie dokie. You guys go for breakfast. And I think just to speed it up a little bit, sometime later, when it's still definitely breakfast time, Claire shows up again, looking much happier and cleaner and very unlike herself. Like, her hair is now brushed for one, and the like kind of long curls, which you can see are actually curls and are still probably a bit damp from the bath, have been like tied up with a ribbon. As she's wearing a quite nice, a quite pretty but basic dress and new boots as she walks in with Gideon, Emily, and does she welcome with Gideon, Emily, and Evie?
Yeah.
Walks in with Evie. Is Gideon walking in as well? To the breakfast boys. Me.
No, I'm gonna.
So you broke off there. Are you like, wait, are you like?
I'm going to do other things. I will be
Okay.
doing other things that are not breakfast boys.
That's fine. So you get to the breakfast boys. Is Emily going to breakfast boys? Or is Emily going with you?
It's Emily going to breakfast boys. It's not my decision.
I think considering, yeah, she'll probably go with you. So so Evie and Claire show up for breakfast boys. Claire in a full new get-up. Gideon, what are you doing?
Go back to the wasp's nest and start putting a new batch of brew on.
Okay.
If Emily would like me to take her to the nail on the way there, I'm happy to do that. She's welcome to help me make more home brew.
I think she loves the idea of helping you make some homebrew. Like, that sounds like a great bonding time between friends. Definitely just friends. Definitely not anything else going on.
Roommates, yeah, sure.
Mates. All right. Breakfast Boys happens. Anything interesting at Breakfast Boys, or is everyone just happy to have breakfast and small talk?
Yeah.
All right. What then is your plan with Claire at this point?
Asmoth is going to, when he gets a chance, get in touch with the network and see if he can find anything out about the missing poetry circle that appear to have been non-personed.
You give them the thing. They don't know anything immediately, but they're happy to look into it for you.
And I will give them the very, very big warning that obviously asking these questions too much and too loudly can result in dog housing.
They are duly warned.
I guess with like what's happening at Breakfast Boys and stuff, is she going off with Asmoth straight away, or are we able to ask questions as a group? Like, I kind of leave this in your court, Johnny, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think the vibe is?
I'm more likely to do the going to speak to the network on my own.
Cool.
asking questions while we're at breakfast is your call.
So
Cool.
breakfast happens, and then Asmoth goes off to do that. Cool. So yeah, during breakfast, she will be there and tucking into her third hot meal in 12 hours.
I am, obviously Gideon's been very generous on the other things. Evie's been generous on the clothes. I will be like when it looks like her place is getting empty, I'll be gesturing over to the the guy behind the counter and making sure that there is enough money that she can just keep eating, as can the other breakfast boys, girls, and others as much as they like. And then just let me know what the bill is at the end, and I'll knock it off my gold. But yeah, she can eat until she's eaten slightly too much and feels slightly too much.
I was about to say 10 gold, and then Aurora put in the chat, "I'm not paying," and I don't know how much more gold I need to add. Anyway, so she is fully filling up on breakfast, sausages and bread, and yeah, I feel like because this isn't in at heart, and because of the time period we're in, like there would be a breakfast ale, which is watered down ale. So she gets to try ale for the first time.
Nice. What'd she think? She's having a shandy.
Yeah, she's basically having a shandy and is trying to work out how she feels about it. It's not awful. I will go with it's not awful. It's nothing. I think I've always preferred more of like the sweeter drinks than whatever you make ale out of. I should probably. Who should I? Who? Anyway.
If you drink enough of it, it goes down right easy.
I don't think I should do that at breakfast.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, so she continues to eat, like, kind of like does little chatter like that, but won't necessarily start a conversation. If anybody wants to, then she'll happily talk, but otherwise is just eating and vibing at this point.
Yeah, no, I think if Asmoth is dealing with this in the way that Asmoth wants to, that's fair enough by West.
Evie is eating in the same manner of every anime protagonist. So way too much, and somehow there is like just a bone with meat on it, and it doesn't make sense logically that it exists. Someone made a kebab for me.
You get the bowl, and your other hand just turns into a blur from how could you put that energy.
I had some more gold to the guy behind the bar. Keep them coming.
All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to do here, or do we want to move on, or do we want to call it there? Like, one.
Do we? I mean, I guess that I don't have anything important to say, but do we have like a next target, a next place on our list? Do we need to check in with any of our important contacts? Because then we could be thinking about what we should be doing for next time.
So, if you want to check in with, so Laria will help you check in on the Wasp Nest and with any updates on the Silver Ravens, and like not necessarily the Silver Ravens, but just like stuff in the area. Rolder is the contact on the play. If you want to get in touch with the Torrent Lictor, then Satrona will be the best person to go to at the Tooth and Nail. Rexus would be able to help with some noble things, and again, rumors in the area that he's picked up on. You don't necessarily know of any big, like, things that you were dealing with right now? Let me just double check, check which rumors you had that had been unfulfilled.
That's fine. I just didn't want us to have a thing on the horizon and not be preparing for it.
Yeah.
Because I can spend a lot of time feeding Evie increasing amounts of breakfast, but that doesn't move the plot.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm just trying to think what of these. I think the only thing that you heard as a rumor that I've given you as a rumor that you haven't necessarily dealt with or been able to resolve is the one about kids going missing. The last kids you heard going missing were a pair of teenage twins who went missing from Old Kintargo. They actually lived in the same building. They lived in the same building as the serial killer as Volvex did. That's the only real rumor that has been that is currently unresolved. There's the matter of the hideout, and listening out to see what other trouble is going on, I guess.
Okay, well, in which case I'll tell people that I don't know of anything important going on, but that I intend to, as my less offensive alter ego, go around the streets during the daytime and listen for rumors and try and find out anything for sort of anything major or anything that people are saying that Thrune is up to, so we can be ready to react, given that we don't have a strong lead other than the slightly further away things of a printing press, a hideout, and maybe I'll hear more about these twins.
You want to make a printing press?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got some friends who are really keen. They lost their own one recently, and they're just really keen to get started again.
Oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah, it should be. But we need a place because unfortunately, their last place, they fell back on the rent, and it just didn't really. Yeah, it got a bit explosive with the landlord, and it kind of all fell through on them. So
roll a bluff check for me.
Yeah. I think when Whist is doing this, he is making it it's a good bluff check. I think Whist is actively bluffing the room and not really bluffing his mates. He's making this sound somewhat a little bit ridiculous because he hasn't really given these guys an idea of what's gone on, to try and give the others a sort of idea of what happened without saying it aloud, right?
Yeah,
that's what he's going for.
Okay, cool. It goes completely over Claire's head, quite obviously. And she quite clearly wants to say something or ask another question, but stops herself.
Yeah. I'll say, what do you like writing?
Oh, that's part of the reason why my mother agreed for me to study in Kintargo was to study all of the arts, so not just writing, but poetry and song and just
What kind of poetry?
I mean, I've dabbled in a few different kinds.
Asmoth will be staring daggers at Evie right now.
So,
unfortunately, Evie has no sense motive.
Hey, well, maybe when we get it up and running, if you fancied it, maybe we could print a bit of your stuff at some point if you want. I mean, we've got a big writer already on the hook. but like I'm sure you could have like a little column or something if you fancied it.
Who have you got?
I'm sworn to secrecy. I'm sworn.
You can't do
to
that
secrecy.
to me. You can't do that to me. You can't just dangle that date like that. I've had a very bad week. You can't just do that to me.
Yeah, hang on. Let me get out one of my books for you. There you go. You can have this one.
What is it?
It is filthy erotica.
Wist will say that I can't say anything, but let's just say that a pen can create a little bit of venom when it's used.
A venomous what?
Yeah, a venomous pen, exactly. And I'll let her say that until she kind of like.
wait! You know.
I don't know anything. Have you seen me? I'm clearly an idiot.
You know. Have you met? You can't say.
I can't say. At least my deal. But you know, if it was someone very, very great, then that would be interesting, and you could maybe have a little column, and that'd be really cool. Why not?
You said. Mm-hmm. You said you already had like a publishers in mind.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Just some of my friends, I think, would kill at the chance to do that, but I haven't been able to speak to them in a little while.
All right. How long of a little while? If we were talking in, I don't know, weeks.
Wait, are your friends her friends?
Are
her friends your friends?
Out.
What?
Maybe.
What are your friends called?
I'll lean in and I'll say my friends go under the I'm trying to remember it, the Wild Garden.
Immediate recognition and then delight. Wait, they're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Of course.
Wait, you're going to. Oh, did they do that?
You can't say. What happens at Breakfast Boys stays at Breakfast Boys. That's a rule of Breakfast Boys.
I feel like you're making these rules up.
Yes, but also they're all very important in Sacrament.
In fairness, that one has come up before. Most of them are just made up on the spot, though.
Okay, but the important thing is my friends are safe, and all of their dreams are going to come true just as soon as we need to find a place for you to do the thing. Okay. Everywhere else I can think of either won't do it or, oh gosh, oh no, where would you?
Can
just what their equipment's like?
Just for funny's sake, can Asimov have actually chosen that point to have gone to use the latrine? And he comes back to her very excited.
But yeah, she's quite she's now suddenly like in a flurry, both of her friends are evidently safe and alive and okay based on the fact that you just said that you're planning on having them publish the Poison Pen's work, and is simultaneously excited at the prospect of her friends publishing the Poison Pen's work.
I said nothing of the sort. I said the venomous pen. All
right. I think we'll call that bit there. I am looking at the time. Did anyone want to do anything else, or shall we wrap up there? I have a point I want to wrap up at, but it requires you guys to do a specific thing. But I don't want to force you to do it.
I will happily take direction. Make me do the thing.
Okay.
My eyes roll back in my head and I go, and go and do a specific thing.
Okay, no. Does someone want to go to Tooth and Nail to try to establish contact with Octavius?
That's
lictor.
probably my job.
Cool.
That does sound like a blue bloodish thing.
Does sound like a blue bloodish thing, doesn't it? All right. Okay, so as all of that goes on, Blue Blood finishes his breakfast, heads over to the inside of the city, walks into the Tooth and Nail, goes over to Citrona, who is at the bar cleaning up. And from the corner of the bar, I'd say, from the corner of the room, you hear someone, a familiar voice, go, "Ah, just the man I was hoping to find."
I will turn to look at them.
Looking quite different to how you saw him last. Wearing a cloak, a hooded cloak with the hood still partially up to hide at least some of his face, is Lictor Octavius Sabinus.
I will do the start of a salute and then think better of it.
All right. Let me get you a drink. Oh, to which Citrona says, "You mean I will be getting him the drink because you currently can't have a tap."
I'll kind of eye up the rest of the bar and see how free we are to speak at the moment.
Oh, it's basically like, do you think it's like the in-between period where like the morning regulars have headed out for the day and no one's come in for lunch yet. So it's mostly empty.
Hail, Paralictor.
I don't think you need to be giving me such a formal address at the moment.
Perhaps not at the immediate moment, but that is something I'm hoping to change.
Then we shall have a talk about that. But I was hoping to track you down for a reason. I hear your friends have been doing good work in the city.
We've certainly been trying to move to more overt actions, get ourselves known, get some work done.
Good. Well, my people are safe. I've been able to get some refuge, which means that I do not need to be keeping such an eye on them. And I still owe you for what you did.
Good. Then, on behalf of the Ravens, I do have a favor to ask. Now, obviously, your the bunker, your main base of operations, was, shall we say, requisitioned. We would appreciate the knowledge of any other properties or caches throughout the city that we may be able to make use of.
Oh, I do like it when a plan comes together. Not ones owned by the Torrent. Aside from our main base, any caches that we had were out of the city for any popular trails that we might go across to find out targets or people to rescue. But I do know of a place which, if you can make it safe, I think will serve you very well. Have you ever heard of the Lucky Bones?
The name doesn't sound immediately familiar.
To most people, it was just a gambling hall and an opium den. And many years ago, it was shut down. It is now a complete ruin. But we discovered that it was actually a front. And we confronted them.
Front for what, precisely?
I can tell you all the details now, or if you want to gather the rest of your friends, I can give you all of the details then. But the important thing is there is enough space underneath those abandoned halls for any growing rebellion.
I'll muster the ravens and return presently then.
I will be waiting. That's what we'll call it.
Cool.
I've been waiting for weeks to drop that. So yes, next time we will have a chat with Octavio Sabinus, who will tell you the truth about the Lucky Bones, a place that you can explore to see if you can use it for the rebellion. Base upgrade incoming once you know, go through, a little bit of exploration. Probably not too much. It'll be fine.
There'll be no threats in there. It'll just be like a couple of giant rats.
Yeah,
that's it.
Maybe a big spider at the end. That sort of thing.
Just remember, if there's a single devil in there, everyone else steps back, and we're like, "Cool, Hellgiant's got this." If a second one comes in, then we have problems.
Evie will make them not single very quickly.
All right.
No comment.
Absolutely will, but also we have run over, so it's probably time for the wrap up now. So thank you very much, everyone who stayed this long. We will be back next month at some point to have that chat and start working out how we want to explore the Lucky Bones. They'll be great, and also possibly have more chats with Claire. We'll see how that goes. Again, we're raising money for the Albert Kennedy Trust while we're playing this game. There is a Just Giving link around. Any donations that you send our way will not only go to help a noble cause, but will also pet any cats that come across the screen, like this one in the corner, who is being very sleepy and cute. And thank you very much. We'll see you next time.